This channel follows outdoor and hunting trips through remote wilderness areas. In this video, the hunter is spending the night far from populated areas when he begins hearing sounds that immediately seem out of place. At first, he hears what sounds like metal striking against metal somewhere in the distance. That alone catches his attention because there is very little around him that should be producing a sound like that.
Я это называю мгновенный чай. Раз, запись. Звук какой-то непонятный. Время где-то около часа ночи. Стук такой, как металлический. Тихо. Ничего не пойму, как будто люди какие-то, хотя здесь быть не может.
As the night continues, the noises become more disturbing. He begins hearing distant screams and voice-like sounds coming from somewhere beyond his camp.
Там тоже бурелом. Там огромное лежит.
What makes the footage unsettling is his reaction. He does not immediately claim to know what is making the sounds. Instead, he becomes increasingly cautious, keeps listening, and eventually moves away from the area while trying to stay aware of whatever may be around him.
Опять с той стороны. Развлечение это идти, твою мать. Ну-ка, давай-ка туда.
The sounds could have come from animals or people somewhere in the wilderness, but from his position in the dark, he has no way to confirm the source. And whatever was making those noises remained somewhere outside his view. If you enjoy real wilderness footage and disturbing encounters like these, subscribe to Allside Frights. The Outdoor Experience is a channel focused on camping, exploring remote places, and spending nights deep in the woods. During one trip to Sugar Creek State Forest, everything seemed normal at first. The campsite was quiet, the weather was calm, and nothing around him suggested that the night would be any different from his previous trips. But after darkness settled over the forest, he began hearing something strange somewhere beyond the campsite. The sound was faint, but it had an unusual rhythm to it. At times, it sounded less like an animal and more like someone singing somewhere between the trees. There was no visible person nearby, and the darkness made it impossible to tell exactly where the sound was coming from. It could have been another camper farther away, but from the footage alone, there was no obvious answer. The sound returns again, still coming from somewhere beyond the visible campsite. Nothing appears between the trees, and whatever is making it never comes close enough to identify. Now listen closely. The camper can only sit there and listen as the voice-like sound carries through the forest. Whatever it was, the camera never gives a clear answer. The Northwest Wind is a channel about outdoor adventures, stealth camping, fishing, and spending nights alone in remote locations. In this video, Sam sets up camp in a wooded area expecting a normal night, but later hears something disturbing coming from somewhere beyond the campsite. As the night gets darker, a distant scream can suddenly be heard from deep in the woods.
From the woods right now, it sounds like a woman screaming. I was sitting in my front seat with the heated seat on, warming up. It's been dark for a long time now, and it sounds like a woman screaming bloody murder. Listen. Literally, I'm freaking out right now. I don't know what the hell that was, but that has me absolutely terrified. I'm not lying. Literally, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't know what that was. It literally sounded... Hang on, let me get... I feel like I'm being watched right now. This isn't even funny. I was on the phone. Okay, let me get in here. I'm going to lock these doors. And okay, hang on a second. It sounded like somebody was screaming bloody murder. It sounded like a human.
Sam immediately stops and listens. At first, it is difficult to tell whether the sound came from a person or an animal, but it is loud enough to get his full attention. The screaming continues from somewhere outside his view, and Sam becomes increasingly concerned that someone could actually be in trouble.
Hello? Something's right over there. Hello?
Instead of going deeper into the woods alone, he eventually contacts the police and explains what he has been hearing. There are animals that can produce surprisingly human-like screams at night, so wildlife is still a possible explanation. But from where Sam was sitting, there was no clear way to identify what was making the noise. Whatever was out there never came into view, leaving him with nothing but the sound of those screams coming from somewhere in the darkness. 401 Files is a channel focused on outdoor exploration, wild camping, and documenting unusual experiences in remote places. During one solo camp deep in the forest, the creator begins hearing a series of disturbing screams and voice-like sounds coming from somewhere in the darkness. At first, the noise is distant, but it is strange enough to immediately get his attention. As he listens, the sounds continue from somewhere beyond the campsite, and with almost nothing visible through the trees, there is no clear way to tell what is making them.
I've got no signal. In my head, I'm saying, walk to the track. See if you... I don't know how much of me you can see. Let me show my torch. But can you hear that? Wow, it's a good job I know what the hell that is, because I would be shitting my pants right now had I not come across that sound before. It's a female fox, a vixen, but to anybody else who doesn't know what that is, it's a woman brutally getting murdered in the middle of the woods.
The most likely explanation could still be an animal. Foxes, deer, owls, and other wildlife can produce calls that sound surprisingly human, especially at night and from a distance. But because the source never appears on camera, nothing can be confirmed. Either way, the sounds themselves are extremely creepy. Imagine sitting alone in a dark forest, miles from anyone else, and suddenly hearing something like this coming from somewhere outside your tent. Even if it was only an animal, hearing those sounds alone at night would be enough to make most people think twice about staying there. Grizzly Gaz is a channel about wild camping, outdoor adventures, and spending nights in remote places. During this winter hot tent camp, the night takes a disturbing turn when loud screaming sounds begin coming from somewhere in the surrounding woods.
Maybe fix your glasses with it if you wear glasses.
Oh, here we go, look.
Oh, he's got some pliers. Not big boys.
That's for when you get splinters and stuff. Yeah.
Can you hear that? Don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds like the mink has got something over there. Maybe a goose or a duck screaming away. It is. Right, let's get some more wood on this and then we'll get some din-dins made. Well, you can definitely see the tent from over here on this field, but you probably have to go right up to it, to see what it is, because there's quite a lot of house lights about up on this banking over here, because we're quite close to civilization, so they might just think it's a street light or something like that. Hopefully that's with big light on anyway.
The sound is distant but clear enough to make him stop and listen. At times, it almost sounds human, although animals such as foxes, deer, or other wildlife can produce surprisingly disturbing calls after dark. Whatever was making the noise never appears on camera, so the source remains unconfirmed. But hearing screams like this while camping alone in a dark forest would be unsettling no matter what caused them. That's enough for now. Don't forget to subscribe to All Side Frights for more. Thanks for watching.